Assalamu alaikum. I am Imana Sheikh, and course title is Inorganic Material Chemistry, and the course code is CAM 3115. It's lecture number one, and the topic of this lecture is crystalline and amorphous solid. Now, moving towards the next slide, that contains the key concepts. Here, these are following points are present. First one is the crystalline solids. Other one is semi-crystal system, and then interconversion of crystal system, and last one is the amorphous solids. Now we will discuss about these aspects step by step. Okay, this slide contains the crystalline and amorphous solids. Start from the introduction. Think of a diamond and some cotton candy. It means that if I gave you a diamond and as well as some cotton candy, and I ask from you either these substances are alike or not, then definitely you will say that these substances are not alike. The reason is that this means structure and the arrangement of particles is different, both of them. Although they are both solids, but the main difference is on the basis of the arrangement of the particles. Now, what is crystalline solids? The main definition is these are the most important type of solids, and these are following characteristics of the crystalline solid. That includes they are firm, they hold a definite and fixed shape, and as well as they are rigid and incompressible. Also, we have generally geometric shapes and flat faces. Examples of crystalline solids are diamonds, metals, and salts. Now, this is the slide number 3. It includes the again introduction of the crystalline solids. To understand crystals, we must understand their structure. These are following points of the solids. The first one is the arrangement of particles in a crystalline solid is in a very orderly fashion, and these particles are arranged in a repeating pattern of a three-dimensional network. It means that in a crystalline solids, the particles are arranged on the basis of their three-dimensional network, and this three-dimensional network is known as crystal lattice, and the smallest unit of the crystal lattice is called unit cell. Here, if you see the X-ray of a crystal, this distinct arrangement of unit cells will be clearly visible. To understand the crystal structure, you must need to understand the crystal chemistry as well as solid state chemistry. Now, what is solid state chemistry? It is actually concerned mainly with crystalline inorganic materials. Now, moving towards next slide, which contains crystal structure informations, and it includes unit cell, dimensions of the unit cell, positions or atomic coordinates of atoms, and then elements. Similarly, it contains principal oxidation states, ionic radii, coordination requirements, and last one is the preferences for ionic and covalent as well as metallic bondings. In this slide, we are going to study about the unit cell and crystal system. First of all, we will study about the unit cell. What is actually unit cell? It is the smallest repeating unit which shows the full symmetry of the crystal structure. At the right side, you can see this is the whole structure of the crystal, and if we divide this into small pieces, or you can say units, then the smallest unit, which is known as unit cell, contains the whole properties as in whole crystal. Here you can see this is the smallest unit of the whole crystal, and it includes the following lattice points at its corners. So as a result, we can say the smallest repeating unit of the crystal structure is termed as unit cell. Now this is the whole description of unit cell. As you know, the unit cell contains three lengths and three angles, and the length along the x-axis is termed as A, and the length along the y-axis is termed as B. Similarly, the length along the z-axis is called C, and the angles between A and B is known as gamma, and the angle between A and C is known as beta, and the angle between B and C is called alpha. Here we can say that these are the alpha, beta, gamma. These are angles, and A, B, C. These are the glands which are possessed by the unit cell. Next slide, and this slide contains the seven crystal system. And what is actually the seven crystal system? It includes mostly cubic structure, tetragonal structure, orthorhombic, rhombohedral, hexagonal structure, monoclinic, and last one is triclinic. And what is cubic structure? In cubic structure, all the lengths are equal, while the all angles are equal, and they are equal to 90 degree. While in tetragonal, one length is unequal and all angles are equal to 90. Similarly, in orthorhombic, all lengths are unequal while the angles are equal to 90. First one, you must clear that alpha, beta, gamma are the angles, not lengths. In rhombohedral, all lengths are equal while the one angle is, while all angles are equal, but they are unequal to 90. This is the main difference. And now most towards the hexagonal structure, in which they have one length is equal but other one length is not equal, and alpha is equal to beta, and beta is equal to 90, and gamma is equal to 120. And then moves towards the monoclinic. In monoclinic, all lengths are unequal, and alpha is equal to gamma, which is equal to 90, while the beta is not equal to 90. And similarly, in triclinic, all the lengths and all the angles are not equal. This is the description of seven crystal system. Now, in um, this slide contains the Bravas statics. Uh, you can see here that cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, hexagonal, trigonal, monoclinic, and triclinic. These are all the crystal systems which includes the different Bravas statics. And here you can see the cubic structure. It has the three Bravas statics. First one is B, then I, and last one is F. Similarly, tetragonal also possesses two Bravas statics. Orthorhombic possesses four. That is the primitive. I stands for body centered, F is face centered, and C is side centered. And then hexagonal and trigonal both possesses the only one Bravas statics, that is the primitive. And then monoclinic possesses the two Bravas statics, that is the primitive and side centered. And similarly, the triclinic also possesses only one Bravas statics, that is called primitive. Here you can see that the whole crystal structures combines to form 14 Bravas statics. At the right bottom, you can see there are four types of unit cells. First one is the P stands for primitive, I body centered, F face centered, and C is side centered. They combine to form 7 crystal system as well as 14 Bravas statics. And now in the next this is the conversion of one crystal system into another. It means that we can change the angles or lengths of one crystal system into another crystal system. Here you can see that this is the cubic. It includes the three Bravas statics, and if we change the length of the cubic, then it's converted into tetragonal, and if we change again length, then this tetragonal is converted into the orthorhombic. And similarly, and if we change the angle, then this is converted into monoclinic, and then triclinic, hexagonal, and rhombohedral, and so on. So on, these structures are formed. Here you can see this is again Bravas statics of the 7 crystal system. And then next, it includes the unit cell. Here we can say the 7 crystal system listed in above table are the 7 independent unit cell shapes that are possible in 3-dimensional crystal structure. And then 6 of these unit cell shapes are closely interrelated and are either cubic or can be derived by distorting a cube in various ways, as shown in above diagram. Now, if there is again description of the conversion of one crystal system into another. Here, if one axis, like I see, is of different length to others, then the shape is called as in tetragonal, and if all three axes are different, the shape is orthorhombic. And similarly, if we change the angle that is beta and is not equal to 90, then the shape termed as monoclinic. Whereas if all three angles differ from 90, then shape is triclinic. In this, up till now, we study about the crystal structures, unit cell, and Saman crystal system. Uh, Finally, if the cube is stretched or compressed along a body diagonal so that all the three angles remain equal but different from 90, the shape is trigon. Here again description of parabasilitics. Here simple cubic, face centered cubic, body centered cubic, and then moves towards next simple tetragonal, body centered tetragonal, and hexagonal, and then these all the structures are shown here. You can easily see and draw on your paper. Now this is the diagrammatic comparison between the simple hombohedral, simple triclinic, and simple hexagonal. In simple hombohedral, what actually happens, all the lengths are equal and all the angles are equal, but they are not equal to 90. And then in a simple triclinic, what actually going to happen here, all the lengths and all the all the lengths are unequal while the angle they are also not equal. And then in simple hexagonal, all lengths are equal and alpha is equal to beta, that is equal to 90, while the third angle, that is gamma, it is unequal to 90 while they are equal to 120. Here you can see this is simple dramatic comparison between these structures. Now here again description of the cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, hombohedral, hexagonal, and triclinic structures, which includes the different brachiocelatics like a simple, body-centered, face-centered. These structures are present here. You can easily see. Now most towards okay. This is the face-centered lytics, and then body centered lytics, and last one will be study about the body centered lytics. Now the first point is the face centered lytics. Actually, what is the face centered lytics? It contains additional lytics points in the center of each phase. Best example is the copper. Here you can see this is the one phase and the extra lytics point present at the center of the each phase. At the right side you can see here face center cubic, in which all lengths are equal and all angles are equal to 90. And then moves to our next, that is the side center lytics. It contains extra lytics points on only one pair of opposite face. It means that this lytics contains pair of additional lytics points. They are present in opposite direction. At the right bottom you can see that this is the lytic structure in which these 2 points are the additional lytics points and they are present on the opposite direction. Here is labeled that all the angles are unequal and all lengths are equal to 90. Okay, it is labeled as C-centered lytics if the extra lytics points are on the AB face of the unit cell, and then also labeled as an A-centered lytics if the lytics points present on the BC face. Okay, the next point is the body-centered lytics. It is represented by I and has the extra lytics points at the body center. Here the best example is alpha iron. Here you can see this diagram. In the whole structure, alpha iron present while the extra alpha iron present at the center of the body. Here alpha iron is body centered cubic, which is called as an BCC because it has a cubic unit cell with iron at corners and the body center position. You can easily see it in this diagram. Okay, this is the note which includes for the lytics to be body centered. It is actually condition for the body center lytics. The atoms or group of atoms located at or near the corner must be identical with those at or near the body center. It means that the atoms or group of atoms present at the corners must be identical with those atoms or group of atoms which are present at the center of the body. Up till now, we study about the face center cubic structure, side center cubic structure, and then body center lytics. Again, this is the description of simple cubic, face center cubic, and body center cubic. You can easily see the difference between the extra lytics point. In simple cubic, you can see that the lytics point present in the corner, while in face center cubic, the additional point present at the center of each face. In body center, the extra point is placed at the center of the body. Most towards the next. And this slide holds the about the primitive structure of NaCl, which is called as in table salt. Um, the NaCl is also cubic with Na at the corners, while chloride ions are present at the body center or vice versa. But it is primitive, which is labeled as P. This is because the sodium atoms are at the corners, while the chloride atoms is at the center, which is different. The combination of crystal system and lattice type gives the Bravais lattice of a structure. Now here you can see in this the extra lattice points present at the corners, only on corners, and it gives the primitive shape. Here primitive cubic in which the distance, or you can say lengths, are equal, like as A is equal to P and P is equal to C, and axial angles are equal to 90. And examples of the primitive lytics are sodium chloride and copper. Okay, this is the reference of my presentation, which includes solid state chemistry and its application, which includes the second edition by Anthony R. West. And these are two links from which I got the material of my presentation. Thank you so much. I hope you understand well. Allah Hafiz.